Hello, YouTube. I am Vince White. I am an employment attorney, and on this channel, we answer publicly posted questions posted by YouTube users, getting folks the answers they need from an employment attorney. It's nice to be home. I was in New York for 12 days. Work trip, great work trip. So much done. Thrilled with the results. It's not the work. It's not the work that I'm complaining about. It is in fact New York City. Um, and I lived in New York for 15 years. I loved New York. I lived in cities most of my life. Not my youth as much, but after that. All right, we have a question here from YouTube user Priyanka. Hey Vince, nice hat. Thank you. I think it was a video where a client sent me a hat. That's what she's commenting on. So believe it or not, I am still searching for an employment attorney, and I'm starting to pull my hair out because apparently, out of the hundreds of lawyers who specialize in employment matters, none of whom I've spoken to so far, about 5, are willing to take my case. Reason being is that I have not been terminated yet. One was straightforward enough to tell me there isn't much profit for them because I would be looking into about a year worth of salary at best, and this just isn't worth their time, especially if I'm asking for a contingency case. I'm starting to feel offended by this. I agree. The facts are that I was sexually assaulted at my job and bullied on the job as a result of bringing the claim to my employer. This is in the state of New Jersey, where attorneys are a dime a dozen. There are many attorneys in New Jersey. I can confirm that. Should I give up or keep searching? I do not want to resign because it will weaken my case, right? But it's becoming next to impossible to work in a hostile environment. I am so heartbroken as I cannot find anyone to advocate for me. That is wild and offensive to me. So let me just stress that I know nothing about your case. The only thing I know about your case, what you just told me. You had a workplace sexual assault. You're still working there. You've reported it, and you want to bring your claim. I got a couple thoughts. First off, the idea that that case is only worth 1 year of average earnings, to me, is wild. Because, I mean, think of it this way. You start your case. Any person who you work with could do something negative to you, right? Any person could engage in a negative workplace consequence against you at any time. And any idiot working at your job who does that is handing you additional or fresh retaliation claims, right? So the liability your employer could potentially experience during your case, while it plays out, is massive. And how could, listen, they can train people, they can warn people, they can do 1,000,001 things to try to avoid retaliation. But some idiot somewhere could very well retaliate and make their life worse. So you still working there, to me, is amazing. Because what you can do is, frankly, what I would do if I was defending the case, here's what I would do. Hey, let's go to mediation. Great. Mediation opens. Hey, we would never fire you because that'd be illegal. That'd be retaliation. You just complain. That's a protected activity. We can't fire you. But we'd sure love to pay you to go because we like you. We think you're swell, and we're really sorry about what happened to you. But any idiot who works for us who makes a mean face at you could be handing you a new claim. So essentially, you're just like a bomb that we can't defuse in our workplace because any idiot could cross you and hand you a fresh new claim. So I could settle with you right now and pay you for how you were wronged, and you can go to work tomorrow and someone could do something to you. And we're going to be right back here, right? This is the defense attorney's perspective on this. This is the employer's perspective on this. So often what they'll do is say, could we pay you a premium to make a paid exit, right? That is, it's a bit of a trap, right? The law is really good for plaintiffs in that way, the way it's drafted. And I don't think the people who drafted it, well, actually, the attorney who originally drafted the New York City law, I believe he was aware of this. He had a great mind. But a lot of the politicians who voted this in across the country, federal laws and all this, I don't think they really understood the situation they could put employers in when an employee brings a claim and stays at work, right? This is a significant amount of liability for that employer to take on any given day. That liability could explode into being, right? So you being there is amazing. So first off, I disagree with the idea that 1 year is not enough for an attorney to take. I don't know what you earn. I don't know what you do for a living. But I can tell you, I don't know too many attorneys who get mad about 1 year, right? There's a lot of cases that settle for 1 year. Could be a high risk case. Could be the client needs the money. Could be client doesn't want to go public, doesn't want to file in federal court, doesn't want to file in state court, doesn't want a public docket, right? Doesn't want their name out there. There's a million and one reasons why a case might settle for 1 year. Employer could be going bankrupt, right? Like it happens. You can just look at the facts of a case and say, hey, there's a lot of risk here. Maybe we ought to get what we can get and get out, right? Like that happens. And I'm not familiar with too many attorneys when they get a 1 year settlement who cry, right? Like I'm going to assume the attorney's got a minimum of a third on your case, right? I have no idea what you earn. I'm going to guess you're in $100K. So the attorney worked a couple of hours. They got you 1 year. Let's say the attorney, let me just get out my little calculator here. Here, I'll do it on my computer. Let's figure it out. Let's say the attorney worked 20 hours in your case. Well, that attorney made $1,650 an hour. Right? Right? 100,000. They only had a third in your case, so it was a low contingency. And they worked 20 hours. So they made $1,650 per hour. I suspect the attorneys you're dealing with are not so busy in New Jersey and one of the highest competition environments for attorneys in the nation that making $1,650 an hour, $1,650 an hour is something to sneeze at. Frankly, I know a lot of employment attorneys. I know employment attorneys who would straight up shank somebody in a dark alley to make $1,650 an hour. And I like them. I like that about them, right? That's how I know they're not bad at their job, right? So this is wild to me. This whole thing is wild to me. Listen, keep looking. I mean, you're describing a sexual assault in the workplace, and you're still there. I'm taking you at your word. I'm believing everything you're saying. That to me is a valuable, viable claim that I believe to be worth more than 1 year. But additionally, I believe most attorneys would be thrilled to get 1 year. Listen, are there attorneys who don't take cases that are only with 1 year? Yeah, sure. I can think of a couple in my head right now. I mean, listen, I think to get Gloria Allred to work personally on your case, or Doug Wigdor to work personally on your case, yeah, they're probably not taking cases worth 1 year. I suspect. I don't know. I don't know their case selection process. I'm just guessing. Listen, also, Gloria Allred does a lot of work with other firms, so she'll probably she might be open to taking that case through like another firm in like a local counsel situation where she does the press or something. I don't know. I'm just saying, her personally, I don't know if she would take the case, right? For her to specifically try it herself. Maybe not. She's pretty famous, right? I mean, even I'm trying to think of the third most famous employment attorney in the country. I mean, he's in jail. Avenatti, like, or as we like to call him on the channel, Avenatti. I think he would have taken 1 year. You know, I mean, listen, he was famous before he knew he was famous, frankly. He was running around, from what I understand, grubbing money, fighting cases out. Again, probably happy to shank somebody in an alley for $1,650 an hour. I don't know this. I don't know Avenatti. I don't know him. I'm just saying, from what I hear about the guy in New York, he would have been happy to take that case. I suspect. I don't know too many attorneys who wouldn't. I mean, listen, I know a lot of attorneys who might make you less than ideal offers because they're going to say, well, there's no termination, so this and that and the other thing, and I got to charge more. I don't know if they'd stick to that if you negotiate with them. I don't know. But I'm just saying that from what you've told me, from what I see in this comment, that is a valuable claim. You've been horribly wronged, and I want you to have representation. Also, though, 5 attorneys is not that many. That's really not that many. I say 3 to 5 attorneys minimum when I tell people to talk to attorneys. More is better. Like, if you have the time, talk to 30 attorneys. We're horrific, right? I mean, you may have to go through 30 attorneys to find an attorney that you think will do a good job for you, who you also do not hate. That's real, right? It might be worth your time, is what I'm saying here. It really might. I know that's easy for me to say. It's easy for me to say. But from what you're saying here, I think you should be represented. I think you have valuable claims, and I want you to get paid big. Very much. Okay. If this was helpful, I don't know, I'm like sad now. If this was helpful, like, subscribe, comment down below, share. Helps me to help more people just like you. This one makes me annoyed. If this was helpful, I already said it. Remember, not everybody works. Remember, almost everybody works. Not everybody wins. Take care.